Through the use of careful plot development and controversial themes, famous classic novelists are able to provide readers insightful and contemplative observations into abstract concepts. On the surface, S. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby and Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale are two distinct narratives. One looks into a fiery romance of the filthy rich, while the other speculates about women's rights subjugated in a dystopian future. Evidently, the prevalent themes of affairs within relationships, ethics and morals, and the presence of religion are complemented through their parallels in The Great Gatsby and The Handmaid's Tale. A recurring theme that is prevalent within both The Great Gatsby and The Handmaid's Tale is the presence of questionable affairs in relationships. In The Great Gatsby, Fitzgerald pens the lavish yet careless relationship between Tom and Daisy, tainted by Tom's notorious string of affairs. Tom admits how he compulsively cheats on Daisy. Tom's illicit relationship with Myrtle, alongside his handful of a history of eloping with past mistresses, enforces the theme of affairs littered in his marriage with Daisy. Similarly, in The Handmaid's Tale, Atwood illustrates Offred and a controversial relationship with the commander, despite Serena Joy's role as his wife. While being subject to Serena Joy's distaste, Offred's unorthodox affair with the commander, an exploration of human relationships, evidently builds the novel's theme comprehensively. In addition, Fitzgerald doubles on the theme of affairs within relationships in The Great Gatsby between Gatsby and Daisy's unrequited love. It is Gatsby's dream to have Daisy admit to Tom that she never loved him. In Chapter 4, Jordan Baker explains to Nick that it wasn't a coincidence at all that Gatsby lived in the East Egg. It was Gatsby's sole intent to buy his estate so that Daisy would be just across the bay. When they meet again at Nick's house, they rekindle their love. The unanswered romance and tragic liaison between Gatsby and Daisy develops the theme of questionable affairs effectively, most notably for the fact that it is the focus of The Great Gatsby's plot.
In both The Great Gatsby and The Handmaid's Tale, morals and ethics are prevalent through the actions taken within individuals, actions between the characters, and on a societal level. In The Great Gatsby, Nick's morals and ethics are skewed on a personal level, as he claims to be an honest person, then proceeds to contradict this claim through what he does. One such example would be when Nick discovers that Tom has a mistress named Myrtle. Tom is married to Daisy, who happens to be Nick's cousin. Nick's previous claim to honesty makes it seem as though he would notify a family member that their husband is cheating on them. However, he does not, adding to the secrecy and lies throughout the story, proving that Nick's morals and ethics are skewed. Tom's morals and ethics on relationships do not line with his behavior towards others. For example, when Gatsby and Tom are arguing over who is closer to Daisy, Tom raises his voice, which leads Daisy's reaction to tell him to calm down, to which Tom replied. This exposes Tom as a contradictory character in terms of relationships, as up until this point, most of Tom's described actions have been that which undermine marriage. Tom's cheating on his wife Daisy with his mistress Myrtle, along with Tom controlling Myrtle's husband Wilson, using his wealth, prolonging the car deal to continue the affair, ultimately showing us that Tom's actions do not follow his morals. The morals and ethics of the society in The Handmaid's Tale, Gilhead, do not match their portrayed Christian beliefs. Christian beliefs hold the matrimony of marriage in high regard, treating it as a sacred ceremony, bonding two humans together for the rest of their lives. However, the laws of the society Gilhead undermine this by sending handmaidens to the homes of married high-ranking officials, not only damaging the sanctity of marriage, but jeopardizing husband-wife relationships. So much so that Serena Joy, the husband of the commander, needed to assert her position over Offred, saying the previously mentioned quote, "This shows that the society, Gilhead, does not truly follow what they claim to believe in, Christian values."
Along with the theme of morals and ethics, religion as a theme establishes itself in both novels due to questionable existence of God and his influence. To begin with, The Handmaid's Tale establishes a governing institution of religion and enforces mandatory belief in a supreme God. Christian extremists of Gilead rule what is now America by indoctrinating the minds of people. The Beatitudes are not read to prevent sinning, and there is no way to prove the words of the Beatitudes, which shows the limiting freedom of people who are pressured to believe without fact. Once members of Gilead have been assimilated, they are proven to obey and follow the rites of a religion. Alfred, Serena Joy, and the Marthas obediently listen to the commander, read the Bible, and then reflect and pray. This shows the impact of an authoritative Christian affiliation. In A Great Gatsby, however, the community of religion and belief in God's presence is little to non-existent. The absence of God is because of capitalism and the desire for wealth. Through this quote, it shows that Daisy in fact stays with Tom to maintain her social status and wealth, which shows her materialistic attitude and disbelief in the constitution of religion. In addition, having and not having a congregated religion and faith in God influences the fate and actions of characters in both novels. The Handmaid's Tale provokes the defiance of people in the midst of the dominance of religion. The empowerment of the rules of religion force people such as Alfred and the commander to seek pleasure. The consequences of religion are also illuminated in The Great Gatsby through George Wilson's insanity and revenge on Gatsby. Wilson believes in the consequences of God, but still murders Gatsby in his own pool and commits suicide. To conclude, the classic novels The Great Gatsby and The Handmaid's Tale share the persistent theme of affairs within relationships, ethics and morals, presence of religion, with their parallels and distinctions. The tenacious theme of deceptive and indecent adultery is intensely underscored in Fitzgerald's and Atwood's artistic works through the marriage of Tom and Daisy, the controversial relationship between Alfred and the commander, and Gatsby and Daisy unrequited love. As well, the theme of ethics and morals presents itself between individuals, characters, and society in both novels. Lastly, religion distinguishes itself as a prominent theme through God's presence, God's absence, and the resulting behavior because of religion. It is the novelist's dramatic incorporation of this theme that is manifested in the developing and creative plot that both novels provide. The Great Gatsby and Handmaid's Tale effectively exemplify the workings and consequences behind both promoting and opposing social concepts and worldly views.